Alright, so this is a video critique of Luuuwun's any percent glitchless PB. I'm going to be watching the video at 2 times speed, just so we can get through it quicker. I'll be skipping all the cutscenes and all that. Basically only critiquing relevant gameplay, obviously. And then what we got going on underneath it is I can take this away, and then this is my game, in case I ever need to demonstrate something. It'll probably only come up a few times, but if I like actually physically want to show something, then I can just bring that up. And see, when you see this, this is my game. This is me demonstrating something specifically. And then we can just switch between them as necessary. So I am just going to start watching, because this is not super formal. This video actually may end up unlisted, and just so Luuuwun can watch it, although you can watch it on stream or something like that if you want. It's like whatever you want to do with it. But okay, let's start. So starting right from relevant gameplay 2 times. So you roll through here. Your rolls are a little bit weird angle. You should be trying to set up a straighter angle there, or even trying to set up the backwalk, because the backwalk is faster overall. But alright, let's skip through this. 10 seconds of relevant actual gameplay. Here we go. So right here, I assume you're gonna spin to the door? Wait, what was... I don't know quite what happened here. You like... I'm gonna assume that's just an error. So right here, you go for that flower. So I noticed right away, you're like standing still as soon as you enter. Like you don't move immediately as soon as you enter this cutscene or exit the cutscene. And what you could be doing is during the cutscene, you could be holding upright. And as long as you enter the cutscene, kind of on the right side of the passage, upright will put you right on top of that Deku flower. So you could do that. And like you'll be moving, like just constant movement, none of that standing still. And then right here, so right here, this is not something you want to do. You like fly over this guy like almost all the way to the load zone, I assume, in order to avoid the text trigger, right? But the text trigger is only if you press A, and flying is actually slower than just walking normally. So what you should do here, just to save, like it's a oops, oh no, oh dear. So what you want to do here is actually from this flower, you want to fly basically the absolute minimum. Drop as soon as possible, and then just walk until your A button no longer says talk. And that's still faster than doing the amount of flying you did. Alright, spins up here is fine. You probably want to stay on the inside a bit more. You kind of go all the way on the outside here. But other than that, spinning up there is fine. That's actually fastest. So that's fine. Got some cutscenes. You stand still again. So something to note, the camera angle in this cutscene, so a big thing as you're improving at the game is like you always want to know what your camera is going to be like exiting a cutscene ahead of time. So right here, the camera actually maintains the angle that you entered the cutscene with. So notice the camera, as soon as you exit the cutscene, is facing the door, kind of. And when you enter the cutscene, it's because you spun at the door with the camera kind of facing leftish. It wasn't straight at the door. It was at the door, kind of, but a little bit to the left. And you'll notice as soon as you get out of the cutscene, it's facing at the door a little bit to the left. Your camera angle, when you gain control again, will be identical to the angle you had when you entered the cutscene. For that cutscene. It's not always the case, but there's a couple rules with cutscenes, but with that cutscene, that's how that one works. Alright. This is not good. This is, what you want to do, like, side hops are optimal in situations where you're going up a slope, which you are in this case, but where it doesn't otherwise hinder your path. And what I mean by hinder your path is you go out of your way to walk forward before you do these side hops, and then you do a backflip at the end. That's just not very optimal. Now, if you set up a perfect angle, that's worth it. But in most cases, this bit of movement right here, you're not going to be able to set up a perfect path. And it's just better to spin to this load zone. All right, right there, you start moving immediately. I like that. That's fine. That's good. More of that. Like, coming out of cutscenes, you already want to know which direction you should be holding. And then something you can do here is you can side hop down these stairs. The camera will actually stay locked like this for a little bit. And so what you would do is you would walk to the left a couple steps, and then you target and press up to side hop, because the camera will stay locked briefly when you target, when you enter the inn. So you just hold left, target, side hop up, and you'll side hop down the stairs. And then the camera will lock halfway down, and you'll have an opportunity. In fact, I can even... We can use my capture to show you exactly what I mean here. So this is a situation. Well, no, I'll show you what I mean. So I have cheats on just so I can get around faster to show you, and we'll just walk in, and all you got to do is like walk left like 2 steps, side hop up, and then the camera locks as soon as you land inside and like spin around like that. That's all you need. And that's a little bit faster than spinning down the stairs, because spinning down the slope, you don't really get like a speed boost or anything like being able to just go straight down like that and gain the speed from falling is a little bit better than spinning down the slope. That's all. So small thing. These are all small things. Things in first cycle. My nitpicks in first cycle might seem nitpicky, but it's because first cycle is like, it's kind of slow overall, and there's not much to critique. I'll probably focus more on big things later on. You go around there. So right here, when you're exiting the inn, what you should try to do is instead of going around here, there's that opening where the counter is, and it's slightly faster to go through there. And again, I since I'm already here, I can show you exactly what I mean. It's easiest to set up with a backwalk, so all you gotta do, you don't even have to do the quick turn. I don't think you're doing quick turns yet, and that's not like a big deal. Quick turns are relatively minor. Just turn down and target, and then as soon as you get to the opening where your back hits the wall, like it has a very solid visual cue, your back will hit the wall, you can just backflip like that, and you'll end up right on the counter, and then you just turn and walk towards the door. Or, like, if you're less comfortable, you can just backwalk off the counter. It's like, so, like, what you want to do is it's better to, like, once you get up here, to just untarget and spin off and then spin towards the door. But if you want to backwalk off, that's fine. It's just overall you want to try to integrate that movement, especially since there's like a clear cue for when to backflip. Like as soon as your back hits the wall, that's when you backflip. And you'll save actually quite a few seconds here. Right here, this is all pretty standard. Going around the right side of the dog is a little bit faster, but it doesn't really matter that much. And if you're worried about hitting the Deku scrub, then what you did there is fine. This is all cutscenes. Oh yeah, English, yes, to teach you the songs. Alright. So actually none of this matters at all. And like unless you make it to the clock tower door late. Like, I guess there's a couple things, like, that doesn't matter. And I'm not critiquing execution anyway, right? Because if you know if you did something wrong. I don't need to tell you you did something wrong. I'm more here to inform you about things you don't know or things you don't do that you could have done, right? So, like, execution mistakes are not what I'm focused on at all. And, like, you can do whatever you want here and it doesn't matter. So we're just going to be skipping through most of this. The only thing that matters in terms of your speed in this section, since you get to the clock tower door way early, is text. Okay, wait, actually, here is something you can be doing better. This is one of the few things that matters on night 3, right? Because you have all this time before the clock tower door opens, and your speed doesn't matter as long as you're there on time, right? Except for this. So right here, you go up and talk to this guy immediately, but he still has to walk to the counter before you can buy anything from him. Instead, it is actually faster in Glitchless to sit here and do nothing until he gets to the counter and then buy things from him, because you can actually buy things more quickly. And this matters because while you're buying things from him, in-game time is frozen, right? So you want to spend as little time with in-game time frozen as possible, because with in-game time is frozen, you're delaying the clock tower door opening. So right here, you sit there and do nothing until he's at the counter, and then you buy from him, so that you spend the least amount of time with in-game time frozen. So you actually lose I mean, that was double time. You probably lose like 3 seconds there with him just walking to the counter. And so then you get up and you wait, and we just wait for the door to open, and then cutscenes, and then I can probably just skip ahead here. There's nothing relevant at all. Nothing of much importance. Still nothing of much importance. Alright, here we go. So that movement right there, you can actually just target and backwalk out. And the target will not target the happy mass salesman. Like, just target, backwalk, and when you hit the door, turn. Because if you hit the door with a backwalk, it'll take a little bit longer for you to go through the load zone for some reason. So wait, just backwalk to the door and then turn and walk into the door. Alright, let's see this. So you song of double time, or inverted time immediately, that's fine. I'd expect you to, honestly. Doing it later is a lot riskier. These rolls are mashed. In fact, wait a minute. I'm gonna watch that at one time speed so that I can actually see what your rolls look like at normal speed. So let's see that again. Yeah, these are mashed rolls, aren't they? Like, you're just mashing the A button to roll as quickly as possible. Rolls are actually slower if they're mashed, and the reason for that is roll speed oscillates. At the beginning and end of your roll, you're going slower. Like, you accelerate at the beginning of your roll, and then for the most of the middle of your roll, you're at your top speed, and then at the end of the roll, you decelerate, right? So, what you want to do there is, I can actually show you close to optimal roll spacing on my own screen, and then, I actually have a video that was made by Sample Name where he tasked perfect rolls. And so you can see exactly what perfect rolls look like with that. I'll probably link it in the description of this video, so just look there for that. But generally, mashed rolls like this are not faster. What you want to do is you want to roll and then wait for Link to stand completely up before you press the A button again, basically. So the perfect rolls look like this. You get the max distance out of each, while maintaining, like, good speed within the roll. And this is slightly faster than just mashing. It's like a small thing, but you roll so much throughout the run that it ends up mattering a lot, and you save a lot of time. So mashed rolls you want to avoid. Even if, like, so, like, even compared to mashed rolls, like, if you're, like, learning to do this because you didn't know about it before, right, and you just try to integrate it into a run, even if you're not getting, like, perfect rolls, which you can't all the time, because, like, technically perfect rolls are frame perfect. But as long as you're around this window and you're aiming for something like this, you're going to save time, because your rolls are going to be faster than mashed rolls. Alright. So let us see. So equip Deku, that's good. This is very strange movement. So you're not going to go for the bombs then, it looks like. You should actually probably still spin through that grass because the bombs doesn't hurt, and the guy doesn't hurt you while you're spinning. But I mean, if you're not gonna do the bomb strats in Deku Palace, that's fine. But bombs don't hurt you, so there's no reason to avoid the grass, really. You might get some and have them for later on in the run, even if you don't need them right at the beginning. So let us skip through this cutscene. Oh, there we go. What was your movement like coming out? Like you want to try for more of that. You want to memorize angles after cutscenes and try to immediately be moving as soon as the cutscene ends. You should be spinning here. So okay, you're looking to set up a backwalk angle here. That's fine, but this walking is really slow. You almost never want to be walking normally in any form ever. Especially since Deku spins, you have so much control. You have more control than a roll does, because a roll is kind of like straight until it's over. Like a spin, you can curve, and it's so much more flexible. These should be spins. Oh wait, we should go back to 2 times. What am I doing? I turned it to 1 times to look at your rolls. Alright, spins there, good. We're getting good speed out of these. That's good. That was good. I want to cut these corners a little tighter. Like this turn, look how wide you go. Like you can just curve this spin and like, so right here, you're about to turn left, and you want to turn pretty sharp left here. But look how far away you go from the wall, and then you kind of curve back left because you need to go towards that opening. Like you want your paths through areas to be as straight as possible, right? That's just fastest. You're like doing a whole bunch of snake, I don't know, serpentine path. Ooh, I want to see if you do the thing here. What do you do? Are you hitting the blank C button there? I don't have audio on because it's at 2 times. It doesn't look like you're hitting the blank C button there. So if you press B there, it's different from hitting your blank C button there. If you hit your blank C button there, it actually exits out of her text quicker than pressing the B button to get out of her text here. So you want to hit your blank C button here. Small optimization. Saves like a second or so. Alright, so you do some rolls here. That's fine if you want, like the back walk and then the back flip up that is faster, but if you don't want to do it, like I'm trying to keep my my expectations grounded, right? Because I'm not criticizing a more experienced runner. You're newer, and so you don't have to do everything completely optimal. But I will like comment on it and make you aware of it. Like right there, you can set up the back walk and then back flip up onto that ledge when you're going to the potion shop. Now there's actually no reason at all for you to put on Deku here. Why are you Deku? You're just gonna have to take off Deku when you talk to the witch, and there was no reason to be Deku. So, I mean, Deku's movement is easier to do well here, but it's slower if you do good human movement. So each mass transformation is 1.5 seconds. So you just lost 3 seconds to putting on and taking off Deku when you didn't have to. And, like, Deku's movement is slightly faster, but not enough to make that worth it. And then right here, you actually are going to need to be Deku again, because you need to bounce across some lily pads. So because Deku is faster, here you should actually have Deku on immediately, right? So coming to the witch the second time, you shouldn't have had Deku on. But then right here, you want Deku on immediately. There's no reason to, yeah, there you go. A little bit earlier. You can. This... Again, you're like doing like weird serpentine movement. You're not taking like straight paths. Like, why do you curve so much to the right here? You should be almost aiming at that corner in the wood right there. And like brushing up against it in like a direct route to the corridor. But you're like giving it a bunch of room. You want to take as directive paths as possible, when possible. Alright. Right here. You should aim more to the left. Aim closer to the ladder. You can bounce directly like next to the ladder basically if you aim to the left here, but instead you like have to hop up. All right, right here, take off Deku. That's fine. You do not need to walk that close to talk to her. Actually, I can potentially show you how close you have to be to her to talk to her. It's really not that close. So this is not it. Is it 4? Might be 4 here. I can get there in like a second from here. So when you're talking to her, all you need to do to talk to her is target her. And you can target her from really, really far away. Now, she's not going to be here on that file, but I think you can still target the opening. So right here, yeah, you can actually just target the opening and press A from this far away. You do not need to walk. And, like, when she's there, it's exactly the same. So, like, when you walk in, you just need to move up, like, 2 steps. So, like, the direction you hold as soon as you walk in is kind of up leftish like that, and then turn left and target. And press A. And you'll talk to her without having to get really extremely close. Alright. We are going to skip boat ride. Alright. You should roll off that boat for a further jump. Alright. Not doing the backflip over the guards, that's fine. What are we going to do here in Deku Palace? You're going to go through like this? If you're uncomfortable with gainers, I guess that's fine. You're being like really scared of their vision. Have you like ever experimented with their vision is like? Like I can actually show you what their vision is like and how unlikely they are to catch you. Like like the amount of time you spent waiting there is so much that like it's actually slower than getting caught and having to like try again. Like look how close you can get to them. Their vision range is almost a straight line. It branches out a little bit farther away from them, but I can stand right next to this guy and not get caught. You have to move directly in front of them like that to get caught. And if you're a little bit further away, it fans out a little bit. But like you can get really close to them as long as you're on the side or behind them. Don't touch them. If you like touch them from behind like this, you'll get caught. Don't touch them. But like right here in the video, you go like all the way around right here. And like what you should do as soon as he stops there, you should just like get behind him and go. Like once he stops, he stopped for like 2-3 seconds, and you can get behind the leaves in that time. So you should experiment. If you're gonna have like do this strat to go through the garden this way, you should experiment with the guard's vision and how long they stop and what you can get away with in terms of their vision, because you're giving them way too much respect. Like being over here is never necessary. You're like super scared. Like he stopped, yep, you go. He's okay, yep, there you go, and then you're gonna backflip onto the frame. So like that beginning was bad, but then you just went. All right. So you have a weird strat for this. Okay, I'm going to show you a strat for this too, actually. So for this, once you're on, what you can do, it differs between controllers, unfortunately. So what I show you here might not work on your controller, but I have like a spot where on this controller, I target the wall so that I have a straight angle, and then I hold upright and roll, and he'll always grab it. And that's my controller's spot. Now your spot, if your controller is different than mine, which it might not be, shouldn't be that far off from this. Mine's just like centered on this black line. And all you have to do is get upright in the notch, and it should work most of the time, or all the time. It should work all the time. I think I was actually... Ooh. Oh wait, this is a new controller. Is it more to the right than my old controller? Or maybe... Huh. Well, like I'm trying to say, like, this is a bad example, holy. But, it differs from controller to controller. And, like, all you just need to find a spot where you can target the wall and start holding upright from here, and as long as you roll at the right time, it'll work. I actually have a new controller. And I don't know where the spot is on this one. So I'd have to find it. I'm kind of in the vicinity. But you get the idea. Like, it differs from controller to controller, because not every controller is calibrated the same way. Okay, I kind of found it. But that's a more consistent way to do that. You can also, like, see up for it, but that's much slower. If you have, like, if you know what the angle looks like, you can see up for it. But, like, this, you're kind of just going. And this is never going to be consistent, what you're doing. You're always going to have situations like this when you do this way. Yeah, you're kind of trying to line it up more. Oh, wait, this was a reset. This isn't the full run. Let me just go to the same place in the next run. The next run must have been the one that PB'd. I assume, like, the strats are the same. Which is what we are concerned with. So that Deku right there, why would you kill that one when there's a perfectly good platform on your... Oh, wait a minute. I didn't bring it back. Okay. Well, okay, we didn't miss anything. So why you, like, so let me show again. Right here, you actually kill the Deku with a bubble, but there's a perfectly good platform with no Deku on the left, and you can make it to the other moving platform from that one on your left that's right there, instead of killing the Deku. And to get to it, all you have to do is side hop to it. It's moving pretty slowly, so like you can take some time to line that up. Like, you side hop to that one. The other one's moving very slowly. I'd just go to that one. And then you can go to this, like, the one you're about to land on from that one. You don't need the one in between. And then right here, you actually do something a little odd. You can actually get out of this flower immediately, but you wait a ton of time. Let me show you what I mean here. So what you can do here is actually, when you exit this flower, as long as you're decently close, you can, like, practice it to get an idea. But when it's at the lowest level, if you just kind of, like, fly into this for a second, you'll eventually end up on top. And you can actually do that from much farther away than what I just did. So you're losing a lot of time to, like, just waiting on the platform. It doesn't even need to start rising. And all you need to do is fly straight into the side, and it will take a moment, but you'll end up on top. You need to hit, like, a certain elevation, and then the game just puts you on top. Like, you wait to get really high there. You're playing it safe a little. And then another very small thing. You can just spin straight forward, and as soon as you land, press Ocarina here, and you'll initiate the cutscene. You, like, curve off to the right to, like, make sure you're in front of the monkey. Just spin straight forward. Press Ocarina when you land. Alright, right here, you just want to backwalk out. So what you do is you backwalk straight back. You'll hit the water and bounce, but you'll still be backwalking. So, like, you can bounce backwards as long as you remain targeted. When you hit the water, you start curving down left so that you can make it to the door opening, and then you backwalk again. Instead of turning, you can actually backwalk all the way to the door opening using the water to curve your, like, angle. Alright. This is fine. Playing it safe. Totally okay. You can certainly speed that up, but I'm not going to tell you, like, you know that, right? So. Song of Soaring. So out of this cutscene, the angle is always exactly the same. Hold straight right. Just hold straight right and you'll make it to the flower. And then you can adjust the camera angle once you're in the flower. This is another situation where you should land immediately. There's enough space for you to land right there before the flower and then spin over the flower, right? Because if you press A on top of the flower, you're going to go inside, but you can land before it and get the spin in before you're on top of it. And then you can spin straight into the door. So you can use Deku bubbles to get rid of these guys. There's no reason to go human. Because you have to turn Deku, like, you remove Deku when you're gonna need it again soon. So you should use Deku bubbles to get rid of those guys. Right here, you're aiming way too far right. So you can actually use the white lines on the bridge to know where to aim for. The second white line from the right is where you should aim for. So like the one right here. You should be aiming like right here, not aiming to land here. You can land all the way over here. And it's barely any more air distance, like travel time, because of like the angle of approach. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like you want to land over here more, like where my mouse is. And that will never happen to you if you do that. Again, no reason to go human here. You can just spin straight into this guy. And it'll kill him. Alright, you're going for this. That's good. Even if you don't get it, it's frame perfect, right? Yeah, that's fine. You know it exists. Like, I assume you were going to try and remove Deku Mask there. There's a frame perfect Deku Mask remove there. And it will prompt the text to occur earlier if you do. Alright. Good that you don't pick up the Deku... Wait, are you not going to get those Deku Nuts? You should get those Deku Nuts. Deku Nuts are really useful for the wart fight. They clear bubbles really efficiently. But one thing to note is... Plus you need Deku Nuts for the well anyway. It's like you should get some here and then you can use those for the well. So, but the thing with those Deku Nuts is, do not pick up those Deku Nuts as Deku. If you pick them up as Deku, then the text is longer. Because reasons. It's like 4 seconds if you pick it up as Deku, but only less than 1 if it's human. So like break that pot and collect those Deku Nuts after hitting the owl statue or something. You know what I mean? Like you have to go human there anyway to hit the owl statue. So you might as well, while you're human, that's when you pick up the Deku Nuts. Oh, you're on Wii U, aren't you? Right? Or wait, is this on N64? I think this is... You're on Wii U now, but this is N64, because this is from 2 months ago. This is so fast. So Wii Virtual Console is, in general, less laggy, but for some reason there's a few areas that are laggier, and this is one of them. On Wii, this lags a lot, but on N64, it didn't really. Interesting. So you get a much better angle for this if you go around the right side of this tree. You're about to go around the left like this. If you go around the right, your angle of approach is better, so that it's a little bit easier to get this. Yeah, you can more likely get it first try if you go around the right side. Extra stick. Wait, how many sticks are you gonna get? Bombs magic. Stray fairy, sure. Don't. Alright, again. Pretty much always when you're like floating in a Deku flower, you want to land as soon as possible. This one can be skipped. Like you can actually like go more up leftish here and do like this sort of thing. I'm gonna use my mouse for more things. This is super professional. Like you can aim, like you can exit this platform like right here by this black line and then head straight for the right side of this flower and skip this one. And you can also skip that one and do like the same sort of thing, right? Deku can pull that. There's no reason to take off Deku there. Deku can pull that block. Alright, you should try to fit in some rolls there. Oh! Is this why you get extra sticks? So, okay, here's the way your stick timer works. Ready? Every time you pass through a torch, so the stick has a timer, and when that timer, hits 0, it's gonna burn, right? And you're gonna lose your stick. But every time you pass through a torch, your stick timer resets, and every time that you put a torch, like whenever your stick tip is above a torch, whether it's lit or not, it resets. So actually, I'm actually gonna demonstrate right here because this is a really interesting mechanic. So let me I believe Woodfall Temple is 10. So we go over here, and I there's a lit torch right here. Ready? I light my stick. It's about to burn, let's say. I can put it right here, and it will never go out. Every time you put your stick above oh no, his idle animation took it out. Every time you put your stick above a torch, its timer resets. So this is now an infinitely burning stick. I can take it out, it starts ticking again, put it back in, it resets. So all you have to do is after that cutscene starts, Link will kind of move, and before you start moving again, just do this and then start going. You don't need to put the stick away. You don't need to like do anything weird. Just put it back in and then start moving again. And you have a brand new timer. So like right here, it looks like you're trying to put it away to start over, but you can just put it back into the torch and start over that way. Oops. All right, rolls, good. More rolls. So right here, you want to get that right torch first. There's 3 torches, and when you're entering this room, so this is the camera angle you have entering the room, and there's one to your right, there's one straight ahead, and there's one to the left. You want to head for the one that's straight to the right, the one that you get second, and get that one first, and then proceed counterclockwise throughout the room, because then you end right at the door in the shortest possible path. So right here, you head to the right to get this one first, and then you go counterclockwise around the room instead of clockwise. All right, you do this. That's good. So you're gonna dragonfly. You can just generally ignore him because he's not gonna bother. Like after he attacks, he takes like a couple seconds. So what you can do here to make this easier, let me see. There's all this like you can actually just walk in with an angle that's like this. Like walk in with like this angle, and as soon as you start falling, press B and you'll get it. It's not super precise. You don't need to do a standing jump slash. Like, you know how when you're airborne, pressing B while you're airborne just automatically jump slashes? You can just fall into the hole and do an aerial jump slash by pressing B, and that will make it work. You should have your sword out already. Well, you don't need it, but it's easier that way. So getting your sword out ahead of time is good. This is good, but like you spend a lot of time here dealing with this dragonfly when you can just walk in and press B. And as long as your angle is like kind of okay, it'll work. Stray fairy for healing. Instead of that stray fairy for heal, no side hops. No. Just roll at the door. These side hops are not faster. Just because you have a straight path to the door, side hops in this game are not crazy fast. They're fast, but like taking a more direct route that's like you do like just a diagonal route at the door instead of, going basically up to the wall and side hop. Like, you just take a more direct route to the door with rolling. That's going to be faster every time. This is kind of slow. Also, these pots have hearts in them. You could refill your health there instead of going out of the way with the stray fairy. Alright, this is English, but there's actually something you can do in English here. Does it work? I'm pretty sure it works. Let's find out. There's like a couple better ways to handle this fight. Now, if you have a I'm 99% sure this is going to work. I don't really use this strat, so I'm not positive, but I'm pretty positive that you can just do something like this. Where as soon as the fight starts, you target, you walk at him, and jump slash, and he's dead. And like you're gonna have an extra stick now because you're gonna be not burning your stick on the torch puzzle. So because you now know how torch timers work, or your stick's fire time, or whatever you want to call it. So like just target, and you don't want to target him. You just want to have a general target. If you target him, he'll like jump over and respond to it. But like you just want to like target so that you're targeted, not targeting the Dinalphos, and then just walk straight and hit him with it from the right distance. If you get too close, he'll start circling you and you'll miss. So if you like, he starts circling you and you miss, you jump slash too late. So that if you practice that and that happens, now you know why. Alright. So pick up bow. Let's see what your route is. So you're just gonna soar out after bow. That's fine. It's slightly faster to get boss key in the first trip to Woodfall, but it means you have less in-game time for everything, so doing this when you're new is fine. Alright. You can almost go straight left here. So, like, the bottom of the slope, like, you're trying to go around the slope like this, but the bottom of the slope is small enough that you can just step on this and your Link will walk up it. It's like he won't even hop. Like, you can just step right here and he'll just go on the slope. It's not tall enough. So this is a roundabout path you take when you could go a little bit straighter. And then, okay, this is actually not something that you exclusively do. A lot of runners in a lot of different games do this. They'll they'll aim for the center of openings all the time. You can just enter this opening on the right, and it's more direct, right? Like, you see how that's more of a shorter line to go to the right because you're already on the right side when you enter North Clocktown. Like, when you enter North Clocktown, if you were to go in that gate, the closest bit of that gate is the right side, and you should just aim for the right side, not the center, because you don't need to talk to him. Yeah, you eventually like curve back right, but you already did the damage. Alright. Again, giving like a wide berth to a slope. Like you don't need to respect the edge of the slope that much. Again, and then again, entering a load zone in the center rather than in the closest bit of it. You should be aiming for the... No side hops here. Rolls. Rolls that are angled well towards where you're going. Alright. You don't need to give... Oh my god. This movement you should work on if you still do this. I know this PB is 2 months old, but like this... Like, okay, you can backflip up this, but you don't need to, right? Setting up the optimal angles up this while backflipping is hard-ish. So it's like not something you need to worry about. But like this, you give this Tektite a wide berth, but if you're rolling at him, when he comes up, you'll actually roll under him. He doesn't impede your movement at all if you just roll at him. He'll come up, you'll roll under him, he'll be behind you. He'll never hit you. If he does hit you, you take a... Which he shouldn't, but if he does, you take a little bit of damage and your movement's still faster. Right? So you should be aiming for to go here so that you can cut this corner really tightly. Whereas right here you're just turning and then you're going to do these side hops, which are not very fast. All right. So should be trying to roll more when you're setting up your backwalk angle. Like, rolling is still close to backwalk speed, and while you're setting it up, rolling is good. Yeah, a lot of walking here. I assume because you're scared of falling, but you should try to take it out once you can. More walking. Walking is bad. Alright, more rolls. Again, improve to better spaced rolls. You do not need to get that close to the baby to talk to him. I'll show you where you can stand and talk to the baby. What is Goron Shrine? 36? Yes, yes it is. So in order to talk to the baby, you do not need to get that close. You just got in this corridor, you start aiming a little bit right, you get off the red carpet, and notice how Tattle immediately flies to him. Target, press A. Talk to the baby from this far away. And this saves you the time going to him and then doubling back that same distance. So, a couple seconds there. Then climb here. Backflip is slightly faster, but that's fine. Rolls. Ah, you don't have this memorized. Dang. So you actually only need 15 bombs here. You don't need to get up to 20 because there's a guaranteed bomb drop before Goron. So you don't need to look for 20 bombs here or close to 20. You need to look for 15 or more. So you actually have 19. So you're going to get to 20 off that. Oh, that snowball right there is the one with the bombs, and you can get it, and it's decently fast. You have 19. So in this case, you don't need it, but you spin from here to here, by the way. You go here to spin to here, but you can actually just right here. As soon as the water is available. You're close to the wall, all of a sudden the water's on your left, you just right here. Instead of going around. Also, personal grievance. I hate fast lens pumpers. Nothing wrong with it, I just don't like it. Why do you go so wide? You're like, this is really strange. Like, you can just straight to the right side of the doorway. Alright. You do not need to be that close to start this cutscene. So you can actually, you're already in range of starting the cutscene. You can stop moving. See this purple pillar? Once you're like in the center, like you're lined up with the center of it, you're in the range. Even slightly before that, but that's like a safe cue. Like when you're there, you know you're always in it. So you can like pull out lens and then press Ocarina when you're that close, as opposed to walking right up next to him. You don't do the thing. If you put on Deku Mask before Goron here, you skip this cutscene for putting it on the first time. And it's faster. Like, even though it's 2 mask transition, it's actually faster than the cutscene to do so. So you keep Deku equipped here. Your equips here should be Deku, Goron, Bottle, because you don't need lens anymore. And you put Deku on, then Goron, and it skips that cutscene. Because that cutscene only exists if you're transforming from human. They didn't make one for transforming from Deku. And then once you've been Goron, the game like doesn't try to play that cutscene anymore, or at least you can always skip it. So the very first time you put on Goron and the very first time you put on Zora, you should put on another transformation mask first. And you only have to do that the first time you put them on. You don't need to go around this purple pillar. You go to the right, not the left. This is safe movement. It's slow, but like I don't know if I can reasonably say as a newer runner that you should be doing something else, right? Like, I'm trying to keep all my criticisms, like, with the expectation that you're a new runner. Doing this is ridiculous to ask of you, right? So I think what you did there is fine. Eventually, it will not be fine as you get better, but for right now, it's fine. Alright, let's skip all of this. So actually, this is a small thing that you can try to integrate into your runs. It's not super important right now, but you should try because you don't really lose much by trying. But if you just look at my input display. Actually, I can demonstrate right here. So when you're on ice or like snow or anything like that, and you start up a Goron roll, what happens is like you kind of spin out like this, and you don't go anywhere at the beginning. But watch my control stick. If you walk for a second and then pull back on the control stick and then push forward again, so it like if you look at the input display, it's quick. It's you pull back and then you push forward again. Like that. You get a lot more speed instantly. Even on ice. Ice and sand are the two surfaces where you want to do this. This isn't something you do every time you start a Goron roll. It's only on ice and sand. Because on ice and sand, you'll like do this. But you just walk for a second, pull back, go forward again. You only pull back very briefly, and then you push forward again. You don't pull back all the way. It's kind of like, it's kind of where your control stick would be if you were like walking like this. That's where it needs to be to do this. And if you fail it, then you just do the same thing you were doing before. So the pots on the right in this room contain sticks and magic. 2 sticks. Something to note. So that maybe you need less sticks from Woodfall. Again, gotta take your corners tighter. You're going super. You go off to the left here. Like you should just go like straight and then curve right immediately. Take that corner tight. Alright, a little bit of trouble here. That's fine. That's just all. Gotta work on the Goron rolls. Ocarina. You don't need to move anywhere. Ocarina, play the song. And then all of your movement is in one go, rather than dividing it up. You don't want to start, stop, start. You just want to start and go. Soon as you gain control, Ocarina, play the song. You're in range. Don't need to get any closer. Are you gonna roll up the ramp? Are you gonna impress me? Oh no, wimp! I'm joking. It's easily it's failable. It's more than failable. That is unfair of me. I wanted you to though. I really did. Walking. Why not rolling? Walking. You can move right here. This cutscene is weird. It doesn't start for like 2 seconds. You have control of length here. So you want to move kind of down right-ish. That's the path. I mean, if you're super off, you're gonna fall. And like you actually get off screen during this movement if you do it well. So you need to know where you're going. But at least like even if you don't know where you're going, you should get to like here, right? Like where you can see. You can go beyond that and keep moving off screen before the cutscene starts, but you need to know where you're going if you're going to do the off screen movement. Okay. You only need to pull that out twice. You pulled it out an extra time. Wait, what are you doing? What? What? No! No! Incorrect. You pull it out twice and that's it. When you pull it out right here, you can damage boost onto it and jump from it. And you can get inside the hole with the key. All of this is unnecessary. Yeah, see when you landed how much extra, like, how far you made it? You don't need to damage boost here. So, let me show you an easy strat for this movement. It's actually, it's pretty close to optimal even, because it's like basically what I do in my runs. So, when you get there, and this feels so slow after watching the game in 2 times, but, when you get there, all you need to do is, you climb the ledge, you turn left, and you roll straight forward. You don't need any kind of precise angle, nothing like that. Dang. This actually takes me a second to get to. Also, when you blow up this wall, you should try to shield facing away from the wall, so that way, because bomb recoils knock you backwards, so it'll knock you closer to the opening. Small thing. Okay, so when you get here, you just roll to, like, right here, target as you climb, and then turn straight left. And all you need to do is kind of roll, like, that. And, like, you just need to kind of hit up left a little. Like, a little. So, like, that, turn straight left, roll up left-ish. Like, you're still hitting mostly forward, but it's like you can, like, just look at your controller while you do it, because, like, what's happening, like, once you have the angle, you just need to up leftish, and you'll grab the ledge without any sort of Goron transformation, and then you can pull a bomb to blow up the snowball and skip this, like, unnecessary Goron transformation that you have going on. Because you need to go back to human here anyway now to... Well, actually, no, you're going to do this, aren't you? This is a damage boost you should try to practice to skip this, because this is really slow. I understand it's a difficult damage boost, and it is precise. I think it's 2 or 3 frames. But it saves a lot of time. Obviously, failing it a bunch does not help, like, in a run, but... something to think about. Like, if you can do it, practice it, feel comfortable with it in runs, do it. If you practice it and don't yet, keep practicing it, don't do it in runs yet. Same thing with diagonal rolls. Like, not gonna tell you have to do them. You don't need to do them to get sub 4. Like, all of this stuff is like, you want to learn to do it eventually, but it does require some practice. Now this, arrows is not good here. Arrows do less damage than the Goron punch. So Goron punch does extra damage to this guy for some reason. After 2 punches, it triggers his second phase, but with arrows, it takes 3. And there's only 4, so you should be trying to use Goron punches here. If you have, like, if you're listening to the audio through, like, headphones or earbuds or whatever, and you have stereo audio on, you actually can hear him in only one side, or, like, one side louder than the other if he's, like, to that side. But, like, so you can hear the direction he's coming from if you have stereo. And you can also just look around and then roll at him and punch him. Instead of arrows here. And then same thing here. You should try to not use arrows on these fights. Wiz Wario, thanks for the raid. Sorry. I found it amusing. You should have also equipped bombs there. You're going to have to pause for bombs later now. You don't need Ocarina. You're going to need bombs in a bit. Why not equip bombs now? That's like a big thing as you get more familiar with the route. You should be knowing what you're going to need ahead of time. And equip it. Well, are you going to need bombs? It depends on what strat you do, I guess, technically. Like, what are you going to do here? Are you going to shoot it with a fire arrow? So I guess if you do this, you don't need bombs, huh? Alright, fair enough. If you, like, the bomb strat there is faster, but I correct myself if that is the strat that you're comfortable with right now. Oh, wait. There's something really cool you can do here. So ready? When you get here, you don't press anything, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to press A and you're going to hold up right. In fact, I'll show you. You can watch my input display here. This is a really, like, a super easy strat. That's really nice and pretty fast. It's not the fastest strat, it's the second fastest strat. So when you go up that staircase, that camera angle that you have going up that staircase is always going to be exactly the same. And you can abuse that. So you go up the camera angle, or you go up the stairs, and your camera angle is always exactly like this, except we need to go up it as Goron. That's important. Because I think I'm on Japanese. Or no, I'm on English. I could have just done it. Okay. So you go up the staircase as Goron, and you don't press anything until you're here, and then what you do is you press A, you hold up right. That's it. I'm holding up right. That's all I'm doing. Holding up right. And then you just release the roll when you get here. That's it. You can even release it in midair right before you get here, so that way you don't go anywhere that you don't want to. And you get right here, so you can go to Wizrobe. That's it. A and upright. Because I assume right here you're going to roll across, then use the Deku Flower, which is an unnecessary Deku equip and a bunch of mass transformations. And you equipped over fire arrows. Fire arrows is like the slowest thing to re-equip because of the little fire sound it makes. Should be equipping over Ocarina there and keep fire arrows. So, okay. Using fire arrows here, it does do more damage. It actually is the same number of hits as Goron. And yet, you transformed from Goron when you could have stayed Goron. But you get a bit more of a pass on this one. Especially since the arena is bigger. If you're worried, fire arrows here is fine. But the first Wizrobe fight, you definitely want to switch to Goron. And that second Wizrobe fight, it's still faster to use Goron for less mass transformations, but it's a little bit less of a problem. Alright, let's see this goat fight. You have 24 arrows. You don't need more arrows. Goat takes 15 arrows to kill. Ooh, you stopped early. So I can actually show you exactly what my visual cue is here. So unfortunately, the Twitch player darkens when you pause it, but see this like white texture right here? It's very large, like the snow texture. And see how it does like this sort of thing right here? It like curves off into two little smaller parts. this little C pattern. I don't know what else to call it. And then there's this black dot right here. Standing right here in between this black dot and this end of the snow texture and turning is where you want to stand. Right here. That is like the perfect spot. You can mess with it in practice, but that's like a really, really good spot. It's like right in line where you can shoot him and he cannot shoot you back. You stopped short of it, and then you kind of sidewalked out in front of him, and now he's just shooting you, and if you don't get hit, that is crazy lucky. No, you get hit eventually. Also, you're like mashing, like you're just spamming arrows. Let's watch this in 1x actually, because I can't tell whether your shots are too fast or not. Yeah, no, you actually are just spamming arrows. It takes 15 arrows to kill him, and if they're timed well, like it should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is the speed. Like that, I don't. Because when you mash, like when you're spamming arrows like that, he's still invulnerable from the previous hit before like each one lands, so you're just wasting arrows. Going around the right side of this house is a little bit faster, movement-wise, to this load zone. So, I'm fine if you're like a little bit, you don't want to fall in the water right here, but between this island and this island, this is actually not water right here. It is land here. It's the surface of it is covered with water, but it's not even like ankle deep. Like you can stand right here. And so you should roll down this hill, roll up this hill instead of crossing these bridges. Like, see that? It's land. It's not water. Alright. I'm not going to criticize you too much here. Fitting in back walks there when you can is good because forward walking is so very slow. But, ooh, it hits night here, so you're going to have to Song of Time now, aren't you? Do you still have to do that, or have you managed to be fast enough to avoid having to Song of Time? Because honestly, after beating Snowhead, you could, well, no, you need to get your powder keg, so you do need to be a bit faster. Alright. Voiding there is good if you're not doing Goron Rice. I noticed though, I didn't comment it on the first time, but you like, why do you go over to the right here and you climb here both times, but you can climb all around this platform? Like over here is more, it's closer to where you're coming from, so you come over here to climb both times. It's weird. It's just strange. Okay, and then you Song of Time, because you cannot get Epona's song. So from here, I don't know what you're gonna do because this is all like rerouting that you have to do. You can jump over this basket. Roll jump. You'll make it from one target to the next. It's just target, no basket in between. Rolls! Rolls! No walking! The walking makes me very sad. Also, just put back on Goron earlier. Like, you could actually have Goron back on from, like, here. Just roll down, roll to the chest, open the chest as Goron, roll out. All is Goron. But you, like, wait till here to put it back on. Giving that flower a wide berth there. Alright, pick up Powder Keg. And then I guess roll to Milk Road. Pick up where you left off. Again, you like curve left here, but you can actually fit in right here. Bottle? Are you gonna get a fairy? Guess so. What's that fairy for, though? Because you're going to need that bottle soon for eggs. Like, you're going to need that bottle very soon. Alright, your time on this minigame better not exceed 30 seconds. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. I'm just joking. That's the standard I hold myself to. So I'm generally just memeing with you. So this invert you have going on is weird. Like, you do aliens, right? So if you do aliens, how are you gonna time it when you have time slowed right now? You're gonna have to... Are you gonna end up waiting a ton at aliens? Slowing time here is strange. Okay. Going wide here... There's like a fear with going over these fences. Going over these fences on the right is better. And it's not as scary as people seem to think it is. People seem to have had a problem where like their opponent just doesn't jump over them all. But the thing you can do, there's 3 fences. You can actually skip the second one. You jump over this one on the right, very far to the right. And you can actually... The second fence is not connected to the wall. So you can just go around it on the right. And then jump over the third one and space out your carrot still. And that will end up being quite a bit faster than doing this. So like a good time for this minigame is like a 47, but this is a 53, so you just lost 6 seconds. Wait, you're gonna need Epona though. What are you doing? Epona needs to jump over the Great Bay fence. Are you gonna boost over? I'll have you know this is slower than just taking Epona. Wait, you're gonna call Epona now? No, this is the slowest option. No. If you're not gonna call Epona, you better bomb boost over. And if you're gonna call Epona, you take her from the racetrack. You don't Goron roll halfway there and then call Epona. And then right here, you actually do get off Epona, because you don't need her anymore, and Goron is faster here. So right here, you get off Goron roll. But coming from the racetrack up to the fence, you should, where are you going? Do you go to Zora second? Alright, no. Zora first. You're doing way too much human link swimming. You want to get Zora immediately because of how slow human link swimming is. So, Zora Mask first, then you take Zora Link up to the owl statue and hit it. Because, like, one advantage of what you've done here is, like, technically you can go into Pirate's Fortress by going around the corner really quickly now. But you're not even doing that. But even still, Owl Statue after Zora Mask is better. Also, you're not dolphin diving here. Have you seen other runners dolphin dive in the water? Every time you exit the water, you accelerate until you hit the water again. So you want to try to get, like, mostly level dolphin dives. You don't want to go, like, straight up out of the water, because then you'll just go up high and then fall slowly back down. You want to do, like, a dolphin dive that exits the water while keeping Link as straight as possible. If you hold A here, you dive into the water. You don't... What are you doing? You can just go, like, straight for the ledge here. So, like, you don't follow this boat, you just go straight there. I think you were practicing that today. I don't know if you still do this. This is not... You want to not do that at all. You just lost, like, 10, 15 seconds, maybe more. Again, holding A there. When you jump into water, if you hold A, Link dives into it. Where instead of a regular jump, and so you start swimming the moment you hit the water. You don't have to start up a swim. Alright. That's fine. Wait, no, you don't need to stop your swim there. Just hold up and you'll make it. You won't bonk. And then you can just swim here too. Dive. Hold A. So right there, if you're confident your fins are going to hit, you can side hop. And you'll be in the water already when you come back to get, like, when you regain control. You want to side hop so that, because the water in front of you is deeper and Link will sink. Well, actually, no, on English he won't. But if you ever switch to JP, he'll sink. And then, but if you go to the right, the water is shallower. So you, like, don't sink that much. Like, you're fine. Like, see how shallow this water is? When you side hopped into it. You can side hop in it before the... Why are you swimming? Even if you hit a bomb, it's not going to push you down. Like, there's no reason to swim here. Like, you're, like, slow swim. You should be like this. Like Zora swim. Like, even if you hit a bomb, it's fine. It's faster. The bomb does not push you into that gust. Ooh, I like that you jump slash there, though. That's good. You were confident it was going to hit the switch, and you jump slashed. I don't know how I feel about this. So you're on English, so you cannot do the Japanese strat. But let me, for your consideration, you don't have to do it immediately, but let me show you a strat that you can do on English that would work. So you roll up to here, and what you do is you actually line yourself up with this slope, and you roll up it like this. And you can get to the same door much, much quicker. Or wait, did Glitchless ban that? May have banned that. I will confirm. It didn't used to be banned. I used to do it in 100% Glitchless, but they may have banned it since then. I don't think so, though. I'm pretty sure some people wanted to ban that, but it wasn't technically out of bounds, so we didn't. I'll get back to you on that. For your consideration. Oh yeah, in English you have to exit. These two rooms are connected on Japanese. For some reason they took that away on English. So you have to go back outside. Why this ferry served no purpose. You just got it and then used it. And it didn't I don't understand. Also, something you're doing sometimes but not always, if you transform into Deku, Goron, or Zora, Link like there's this like weird cutscene where Link is stationary. Like right here, see how Link like you just don't move for a second. If you're holding a control stick direction there, you'll move immediately and end that cutscene earlier. Also, there's no reason to jump down here. You can play Ocarina on top of the tank. The clam cannot hit you. What are we doing? You're gonna go get another egg now? I mean, I guess overall it's gonna be 3 trips with what you're doing. Is it better to get another egg now or do it in 1-2-1? Like, is 1-1-2 or 1-2-1 better? Oh my god, this again? Ah, don't do this. Oh man. No, you don't have you don't hook shot this hook shot target. Ready? Also, these side hops are no good. Wow, it was never on screen because of your side hops. There is a torch like over here that you can hook shot, and it's faster than hook shotting the hook shot target actually. You like, is it ever on screen? It's right here. You can barely see it in the darkened screen. You like stand on the rightmost corner here and hook shot that instead of hook shotting that. None of these side hops though. Giving a lot of respect to the pirates here. Heck of a lot of respect. So those side hops were better, just because not because of because of the situation they were used in. So really small thing. If Link is right up against the the edge of the tank, and I'm actually still in Pirate's Fortress, so I can show you this right now. So let us head to a tank. So when Link is rising, like say you're at the bottom of a surface of water and you have to rise up and climb something, if you're right up against it, then when you press A, right as Link's head surfaces, he won't start swimming, he'll grab it quicker. Whereas if you're just sitting here, you have to like swim into it for a second, and Link also has that surfacing animation, right? So see how long it takes for him to grab the ledge here? He has to completely surface, and he does the head bob thing. Whereas here, you rise up, get hit by a clam, and that actually... Getting hit by the clam actually makes you rise quicker too. But you press A as soon as you surface, and you'll grab it. As long as you're already against the wall. If you're not against the wall, it won't work and you'll bonk. But you need to be against the wall for that to work. Alright, so going back to Great Bay here does not make sense, I think. Because you're going to put the egg in. Wait. You're going to do it in 4 trips of 1? But aren't you going to do aliens and get 2 bottles? Shouldn't you get the last 2 eggs when you have 2 bottles? I think you should. Like, is this actually 4 trips to Pirate's Fortress? I think you should do 1-1-2. And you should also practice Goron Race, because the amount of time you're losing to not getting Goron Race bottle is insane. Like, you would actually save time failing Goron Race 5 times or more compared to what you're doing. You could fail Goron Race so many times and save time compared to what I'm watching. Like, right here, you can move next to this barrel. Like, you can stand on this black line. Like, move, like, right here. That way you can shoot her this way without waiting for her to come out. Zora. What are we doing? Oh no. I don't know how I feel about this. So I'm about to go do that fight, and I'm just gonna mash the B button. And it's probably faster than that. Maybe. Like, this Zora strat is strange. So the fight will start when I hit that black line. So if I hit B there, I can slash into it. And then... Oh, wait. Oops. And then, like, all you do here is, like, target. She'll hit you. And every time she hits you, you can slash into her. Or, like, you just keep walking into her, and it will keep prompting her to slash, and you can keep hitting her. And that's all you gotta do. This Zora thing probably loses you a lot of time just watching it. Like, you spent a lot of time in that fight, even at 2 times speed. You should try to... That actually should be priority to, like, take out. That's very slow. Up there with, like, adding Goron Race into your route. Because, again, like I said, compared to what is happening and what I am watching, and, like, you're gonna have to do 2 trips to Pinnacle Rock instead of 1, like, you could fail Goron Race 6, 7 times and save time to this. So, like, I would actually integrate Goron Race in immediately. And, like, even if you take 5 tries in a run, you're saving time. Like, it's actually that bad, what this is. Like, this egg route. It loses a lot of time, what you're doing here. So let's see, what are fish? What is happening? What do you need to buy? You just need to buy powder keg and choose, right? You don't even need choose. Choose help, but looks like you're looking to buy keg and choose. Let me think for a second. There's probably a better way to do this. Wait, you're storing it? Why are you storing it? I'm just very confused. What's going on? Are you gonna get more? But you don't need more. I'm just trying to figure out what you're doing. Are you trying to get adult wallet? But why? You don't need adult wallet. What do you want to buy with adult wallet? Okay, so now you have adult wallet. I guess maybe I'll figure out what adult wallet is for later. I don't understand what adult wallet is for. Wait, you're re-inverting? No, that uninvert was good. Because you need it to be night after the Kita fight. Like, you can do the Kita fight during the day, but right afterwards, you're going to need it to be night. Also, wait, why did that fail? Let me see. Oh, no. You don't want to place this bomb. You want to shield drop it. So when you shield while targeted, you drop a bomb. That's faster. Like, it just drops it immediately with the shield input. So you're targeting, you press bomb, then shield, then ocarina. And that will be fast enough for this bomb to hit. This should almost never hit. It's too slow. Right here, you want to fight him with Goron. This doesn't do as much damage. When you're in Goron, punches are okay. They're easier to hit, but pounds do extra damage to him. But they're awkward to hit because his model sometimes pushes you away and then they miss. But either way, some sort of Goron fight here you want to go for. This takes a really long time. So if you're holding, ready? So during the cutscene right here, you're holding forward and mashing A. And Link will jump and always make it. As long as your A mashing is good enough that you get an early roll. Like you're just during the cutscene towards the end of it, you start holding forward and you start mashing A, you'll jump right across. You don't need hook shot. Are you gonna wait? So Song of Double Time would be faster here than waiting. Like, you can just Song of Double Time here. Because Song of Double... Like, you should only not Song of Double Time in this situation if it's, like 10 or 15 in-game minutes left until the day transition. So, right there, Song of Double Time. What are these side hops? You immediately, curve off to the side of the pass to start doing side hops that aren't even going to the grave. When in fact, you should be Goron rolling. Oh, you have no stick, so this is gonna suck. Oh, yeah. It sucks so much, you're not even gonna deal with how badly it sucks. So, I want you to take note of how much time you're spending killing these keys, and if you had a stick, you don't need to kill a single one. That was 2 times speed. Go, if nothing else, go out of your way to get a stick, so that way you don't need to kill any of the keys. Okay, the backflips were bothering me. This is a little faster. The Goron strat is by far the fastest that I... Well, actually, no. Wait a minute. There's an even faster Goron strat that I do in my or that I don't do. But my PB has a safer Goron strat that you could imitate, maybe, with practice. And, like, if you die here, like, it's not that bad. You spend 10 seconds not even coming back to the fight. So, like, it's worth looking into the Goron strat. Not super necessary. It's probably going to save you, like, 30 seconds or more, though, compared to what you just did. Alright, invert again. That's a lot of inversions. So, like, why'd you invert again when you're basically at the point where you need to do aliens? That's my concern here. Like, aliens are right after this, aren't they? Like, even if you do this slowly, like, you can always invert later if you're concerned, because you have a lot of hours before, in-game hours before alien starts. So, like, you should always invert closer so that you're spending... Like, you're probably going to end up waiting, unless there's something weird with the route. Whereas if you invert later, as late as possible, then what ends up happening is you don't invert until you have to, rather than just because you want to. And because you don't invert until you have to, you spend a lot less time waiting at the end because you overcompensated. Where this definitely looks like overcompensation. You can go. You can go? Alright, ready? Wait. So this is 2 times speed, remember. Ready? You can be in the door right now. Right now. You can already be in the door. You can already be in the door. Way long, like 10, 15 seconds earlier, you could have been in the door without getting caught. I recommend messing with that. Alright, where are you soaring to? Woodfall? Are you going to do it now? You get the Deku Nuts now, but you could have gotten them when you were here earlier. Okay, so Woodfall is now... Okay, so if you're doing Woodfall now, the invert is a little bit better. I still think you could have inverted later, though. I'm pretty solid, or I'm pretty sure you're gonna get there early, and you're gonna end up waiting. You were missing half a heart. You're only missing half a heart. I don't agree. I disagree. Okay, you can shoot this eye switch with Fire Arrow. And that's fine because you're going to fight Gecko with Fire Arrow. And then you don't have to re-equip Fire Arrow. See, like, are you re-equipping it here? Wait, no. When are you re-equipping Fire Arrow? Why are you using Bomb here? No. You shoot him with Fire Arrow. If you shoot him with Fire Arrow, it starts the second phase in one shot. You just shoot him once. Fire Arrow eye switch. Fire Arrow first hit. Fire Arrow these hits. Fire Arrow. No. This takes 3 cycles with regular arrows, but it only takes 2 with Fire Arrow. You'd be saving a lot of time with Fire Arrow. And running out of magic is not a problem at all. Because you're not going to need magic, and there are places to refill magic even if something weird happened. But you don't need magic for Odawa, and at Aliens, there's magic everywhere. Like, the grass has a ton of magic. There's magic in this room. Like, okay, so when you enter this room, so you're going to go through this door. There's pots to your left over here right now that can have magic. They're randomly arrows or magic. If they do not have magic, then you reload the room. Or you can go down, but then you'd have to hookshot back up, so maybe reloading the room is better. But there's pots there that can randomly have arrows or magic if you really need it. Small optimization. There's a platform behind you right now, like straight down over here. And if you land on it, you can jump from there to here without landing in the water. Slightly faster. Just shoot him. You don't need magic. Alright. Wait a minute. I got a strat for you. Ready? We're still here. But I will show you the strat. So there's an easy way to line it up so that you can hookshot that. Wait, I need hookshot too. So like I said, I'm going to show you, like, you cut your jump short here, roll here. Unfortunately, well, actually, no, you always grab that ledge. So what you can do is just shoot the dragonfly, and then what you do, you target here, and you just do crouch stabs facing left like this. It'll put you right against the edge, where you can easily hookshot it from. Rather than trying to manually find a spot where you can hookshot it. Yeah, you're going to Deku Flower up. Crouch stabs while facing left because they push you to the right. Right up again. Like, you won't fall in the water ever doing that. You can't. As long as you don't, like, walk in. But the crouch stab cannot push you into the water. So you said you did something weird here. First of all, fire arrows do not stun him, but you switched, so okay. So you're trying to do the quick spin strat, it looks like, and you're just struggling with the quick spins. Yeah, like you're slashing in a bunch of random directions, and it looks like you're trying to quick spin, and just struggling with the quick spins. So it looks like you're trying to do the right thing here. It just needs practice. Oh man, this video is almost 2 hours long. Even at 2 times, there's a lot to go over. If you were looking for magic, this one right here was gonna have magic. Almost certainly. Do not... Wait, where are you going in the first place? Like, you don't need to do what you're doing right now. Are you getting magic beans? Oh, you didn't get magic beans earlier. Oh, that's right, because the Song of Time. Okay, never mind. So, okay, if you have to go get magic beans here, you don't need this flower. You can just, like, spin down into the water and land on one of those lily pads that's close by. Like that one that you're right above right now. This one. Just spin down and land on it. Faster than taking the flower. So you can damage boost over this wall rather than like doing the maze, and it's a lot faster. I'd honestly recommend practicing that damage boost to skip this entire thing. Like, it's in my PB too. Oh yeah, this is English. See, the Bean Grotto isn't up there. It's over here. You can damage boost over here too, so you can actually skip both mazes. In fact, let me show you what I mean, just in case. Also saves you having to look up a video. So, let us head over there. This is the wrong side. So all you gotta do, and you can, you can be as safe as you want. Like, the earliest you can pull the bomb and get this is, like, right here. But if you want to be safe, you can, like, wait until you get in position to pull the bomb. And all you gotta do is right before the bomb explodes, shield drop it and backflip, and then release shield. So the inputs, like when you shield a bomb, it drops it, right? So you're going to shield to drop it, then backflip and release shield in the backflip, because if you continue holding shield, you'll shield it. It'll look like this. See, you'll shield it. But you want to shield drop it, release shield in the backflip. You'll get damaged up here. And then you just backflip from here to that one. Don't do it if the Deku Scrub is facing you, though, because he can catch you. And then you just pull another bomb, and you can do the same thing here. Heading right in on English. They're not super tight. Some damage boosts are tighter than others. That one's not too tight. So you're going to get all your magic beans here. So you like the way stuff is being rerouted. Let me see. What time is it right now? Wait, why are you here? Wait. Now you're gonna invert. You're gonna uninvert, and are you gonna end up waiting at aliens, or where are we going? So you come to aliens now, and you're gonna end up waiting 3 in-game hours. Also, you came here for just those bushes? Wait, what did you feel you needed? So you got the magic and the arrows and the bombs, but you weren't in dire need of bombs, I'm pretty sure. You weren't. And then, so, ready? The grass right here has magic and arrows. It doesn't have bombs, but you weren't in dire need of bombs. So, I feel like that was a wasted sore. And now we're just gonna wait for aliens. You're gonna waste more time by bringing Epona? What do you need Epona for? I highly recommend you do not use Epona for this section. You don't need to call her. Ready? That box right there, if you stand on it, you can hit every alien from it. Every single one. And just so you know, if you hit every alien, there are 8. So, ready? Like, you can count as you're going through if you're worried about missing one. There are only 8. And all you have to do is hit them once. So, here's how it works. Ready? The aliens spawn at 2:30. The first wave does not win until 3:49. So, like, I would honestly recommend going in uninverted. And you know exactly what time the first wave wins now. Ready? They arrive at 2:30. They will not win until 3:49. That first wave. All first wave aliens arrive at the barn at the same time. So you just need to get the 8 first wave aliens by 3:49. Alright? And so then here's how you do it. Ready? So there are 8 individual aliens. And to win, up like with minimal effort, alright? Least amount of thought going into it. You only need to kill 16 aliens. You only need to kill all of them twice. Ready? So you kill them all around 3:30. Alright? So you show up around 3. You wait till like 3:15, 3:30 to kill them all. Okay? And then you do nothing. As long as you're sure you've killed all 8 of them, you do nothing until 4. And then any alien that you kill after 4, the alien that replaces it cannot reach the barn anymore. Because the event ends at 5:15. And we already established that it takes from 2:30 to 3:49, which is an hour and 19 minutes for the aliens to reach the barn. So anything you kill after 4 does not have time to reach the barn anymore. So you stand on this box, you find all 8. There are the 7 that approach the barn from the front, and the one that's, off in the back over here-ish. So there's like 7, and then 1 over here. You kill them all. You wait. Now, if you kill them too early, you might have to kill them before 4, because they've had more time, right? So, but either way, there's only 8 aliens. I would not recommend calling Epona. Like, going around like this is so extra when the area is so small. Like, they tried to get players to do this when they designed this, but the area is so small, but this is like really strange. Like, it takes over an hour for an alien to reach the barn. Over an in-game hour. Like, you're not, like, rushing around to do this. And if you invert, you have triple the time, because inverting slows down the speed to 1/3. So this is like, you want to try and do this uninverted. And just know where all 8 aliens are. There's only 8 of them. And when you have that hard number, you can count them. And as long as you don't, like, double back to one that you've... Like, I mean, obviously, you might have a problem where, like, you need to know the 8 spawn points. So just, like, in practice, like, look and count them without shooting any of them so that you don't shoot, like, one and then it respawns and you count it again. Because that would be, like, the only problem I see occurring, right? Like, you shoot one and count it, and then you get there again and see another one, but it's the same one, it just respawned, and you count it again. That would be the problem. But there's 8 designated spawn points, and one will not spawn there again until you've shot the first one. That's how this works. So, like, you're going around for actually 10 minutes shooting aliens. Oh my god, it never ends. You lose minutes here. You lose tons and tons of minutes here. That's one of your worst time losses. That and the amount of time you spent waiting for aliens, because you had nothing to do from 12 to 3. Or 12 to 2:30 when Alien starts. So right here, grab fish and nuts. Those are your next 2 gifts to the Gibdos. You should be grabbing 2 at a time. You should be thinking ahead. Go in between this torch and the wall. You're like, you take corners really, really wide. You should be doing as little movement as possible. Straightest, most direct path. Cut these corners. Alright. So, big Poe fight. Not really sure what you're gonna do. I also have not seen why we're using this big wallet yet. Or the adult wallet. Okay. Instead of dodging out of the way of the big Poe, I would shield it. I would walk towards it and shield it, because it'll stop spinning a little bit quicker if you do that. Like, just walk straight at it. And shield. Lots of walking, not enough rolling. So actually, this is a large enough stretch of movement between Gibdos that it's worth using Goron here. Oh, you're confused, you're going the wrong way. But yeah, Goron from the last Gibdo to this Gibdo is worth it. It's enough movement that the extra mass transition is worth it. So right here, if your rolls, you're not rolling, so you can't beat this, but if your rolls are spaced well, you beat this cycle and you don't have to wait. You can pass it in time. Milk and fire arrows there, because you need fire arrows now. A lot of room for you to, like, improve your equips and optimize them, you know? Equip more than one thing you need at any given time. And, like, you become more familiar with it as you do more runs, like what you need, and so you can be more proactive about equipping ahead of time, because you already know what you need. You know what's coming up. Yeah, you play this really safe. Even if you have to sink to the bottom, I'd try swimming. Like right here you do, but then you start walking in. So right here, we literally talked about this during the stream, but at this sign, instead of going over here to this sign, just do this. You won't void. There's no void here. You don't need to go to this sign. This is a slow order. You don't want this one first. So you want, when you enter, there's one like over here-ish, one over here, and one at the bottom. You want this one, bottom one, this one. So the one you're doing first in this video is last normally. So there's basically two at the top and one at the bottom for the eggs. You want this top one, the bottom one, this top one, exit over here. And so you exit in the back. As far as movement here, I'm not going to be super picky. You should just curve back right here and go back into them. They only catch you if you're in front of them. You can just swim into them from the side and they won't catch you. Also, you can literally be in front of their face with magic on and never get caught. So yeah, like that. You just rammed into them with magic on and you can't get caught. But other than that, not too bad. We already talked about a lot of stuff in Pinnacle Rock today. Ooh, you do dolphin dives here, though. And they're not that bad. These are good. These are still faster than swimming. They're not perfect, but you should still be doing them. You're still saving time with them. Oh yeah, you only have 2 bottles. Even with 2 bottles, with the egg route I talked about, although honestly you should be doing Goron Race, because we already talked about how what you're doing is not faster than failing Goron Race 50 times. I mean, not actually 50 times, but, you know, you can fail Goron Race many times before what you're doing now is faster. What you're doing in this video is not faster than many Goron Race failures. But even if you're going to continue with 2 bottle, you should just do the route I said and break it up. You shouldn't change the order. The order that I mentioned is still better. Like, you just do the first 2, then go back, and then do the third one, go back. Alright. You can climb up this platform on all sides. Like, you can climb right here. You don't need to go around. Do you? Wait. I don't know English that well. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm almost certain you can on English. Oh, you're trying to do the fall. Okay, so all you need to do the fall there, is there like a ledge somewhere where I can demonstrate this? We were here last. Can you grab this ledge? Yeah. All you need to do is a dry roll, and you auto-grab ledges. So a dry roll is where you're holding L and you press A. It's like the shortest roll possible. In fact, I can... So a dry roll versus a full roll where you're holding forward is like that long, whereas a dry roll is just that. It's like the shortest roll possible with the least speed. And if you go over a ledge in a dry roll, you'll automatically grab it. And then if you hold A, you'll drop down immediately. So like what's happening that you're trying to imitate there, I think, is just dry roll and keep holding A. Like that. Dolphin dives are good. Why do you curve to the left here? So right here, your angle, right here, it's aimed straight at the right side of the opening. Right? It's perfect. Couldn't be better. You could, like, this is what you should be looking for. And then you curve left! What? Ah! And then you go for the center of the opening instead of the right side. But the entire opening is the same, and the right side of the opening is closer to you. So you should be hugging this wall a little bit tighter, but otherwise fine. You can play New Wave Bossa Nova from right here. Right here. Don't need to go any closer. We still have Adult Wallet, and I'm still unsure why. Why do we have Adult Wallet? You don't need to hit this owl, because you never come back here. Okay, so instead of getting that fairy twice, because you have to walk into the Zora Hall and watch the Zora Hall intro cutscene, there is a fairy in the temple I would get instead. So you get that fairy if you really want two fairies, right? So I'm not criticizing. I mean, ideally you eventually get to a state where you don't need any fairies. But if you really want two fairies, ready? This barrel over here has a fairy in it. And so you get the one you got once, and you get this one once. That way you never have to watch the Zora Hall cutscene, right? Because the first time you go into an area, there's a cutscene, so you can avoid that this way. By getting this fairy as your second fairy instead, if you really want a fairy. Alright, so you push this, then what do? English swimming. Swimming mechanics are completely different on English and JP, and I hate English swimming. It's disgusting. You don't need to shoot this guy, though. This guy doesn't impede you whatsoever. He's not even in your way. Let me show you something. So right here, when this platform rises, I'm going to be able to jump from here. And, like, you have a ton of time. Like, if you want, you can just see up the angle and jump here. And he doesn't get you. Like, you just see in between these two yellow things. Like, you can even use that as a cue as to where you're jumping. And then, I think today I saw you shoot this one, too. But this one's, like, even less in the way. Like, look where he is. You just hang out right here, and he doesn't get you. And you can jump to there from here with no problem. So you don't need to kill either one. But I think, yeah, you kill both. Nope, no side hops there. Rolls. In fact, let me show you what I mean by, like, the rolls I'm talking about. So, oh wait, I didn't put your video back up. Or did I? No, I didn't. Okay, so what you just did was you did this. But it's just going to be much faster to just, you know, turn and roll like this and hit the slope like that. Like, see how I can hit the slope right there where it started? Like, I don't even need to do this. I can just hit the slope at the corner and then go up. Try to cut through more in the middle there if you're going to go all the way around. So just kind of floating and letting the current take you is a little bit slower than swimming. Should be trying to swim there and just swim down. Don't shield that guy. Just walk into him. If you take damage from him while walking into him, it doesn't move you. It just damages you. You don't slow down for that guy. Oh wait, I didn't put the video back up again. All right, wait. Let me go back. I'm very sorry. We'll go through this again quickly because I didn't have the video up because I am silly. So what I was saying was when you go around that central room, you should take the corner a little tighter. And then we went through this, and I mean, it's not particularly fast, but I didn't have major problems with this, so I left it. But right here, you like sink instead of swimming. And then the very last thing was this guy. You walk into him and shield. But if you just walk past him, even if you walk directly into him, it doesn't knock you off as long as you're moving. If you stop, then damage displaces your position. But if you keep walking, it doesn't move your position at all. So you just walk like right through him and ignore him like he's not even there. Now, if you're too close to the edge and he hits you, that's a little bit more of a problem. But as long as you're in the center of the pipe, it's fine. And it's not like super precise. I'm not trying to like worry you about it. It's like I wouldn't even be concerned. So this is why I recommend having Deku Nuts for this fight. Here's what you should do for this fight, alright? I'm not going to tell you to do the strat I do for this fight, because the strat I do for this fight is a little bit tight. But literally, look how slow he's moving around the room, alright? Just, like, kind of follow him. Like, he's not ever going to walk into you, and he's not a threat at all in this state, at all. Like, is he threatening you unless you knock down some bubbles? No. So kind of just, like, stay close to, like, you can literally stay this distant, or no, a little bit closer than this and be fine, right? And just kind of stay this distance from him. When he opens his eye, pull a bomb immediately, all right? But hold it in your hands for a second. Don't throw it immediately. Throw it like right before it explodes right at him. That way you guarantee the hit. And you just keep waiting for his eye to open, and as soon as it does, you pull a bomb quickly. Like, pull it as soon as you see it start opening, because sometimes the cycle is quicker. And then just throw it at him right before it explodes. Because if you throw it early, he can move away from it. So just hold on to it and follow him and throw it like 2 seconds before it explodes. And like, you should not be trying to hit him with arrows here. You should be only hitting his eye with bombs. Because see what happens? You're actually very lucky that you got that arrow hit right there. And then right here, what you want to do to clear the bubbles quickly is drop more bombs. Like, just run from corner to corner and drop bombs, like, spaced out. Like, take a few steps, drop a bomb. Take, like, 3 or 4 more steps, drop a bomb. Take 3 or 4 more steps, drop a bomb. From corner to corner. Like, space, like, just go bomb, bomb, bomb. 3 bombs evenly separated between the 2 corners, and you'll clear the bubbles a lot quicker that way, rather than all this slashing. And if you had Deku Nuts, you could throw them too, and they're very good at clearing the bubbles. And then when you get down to like 1 or 2 more bubbles, or like slightly more even, you can clear them with sword or bow in between shots. Ah, you had him. Gotta lead him a bit here when he's moving side to side. The optimal, that fight when you're like a top runner of this category is the hardest thing to optimize, and I'm not gonna ask you or even suggest that you do the optimal strats for that fight, because I'm not even no side hops. Can't make this clear enough. Rolls. Also, one thing to note, it's probably better to replenish in this room. So one thing to note, this pot, the pot here furthest from the door, and the pot here furthest from the door. So these 4 pots can all drop bombs. I don't know the exact rate. It's like close to 50-50. I'd imagine maybe it's 9 out of 16. Something like that. These can all have bombs in them. And so if you're low on bombs, these are the pots to check. And then this one can have hearts, and it's all like set what these pots have. So like that one you just broke can have bombs, about 50-50. The other ones are hearts. No, don't shield it. Just take the damage. Right there, you just walk into it and you accept the damage. It's faster. You won't fall off. So right here, if you're holding up and you're already curved upward here, exiting this, you can actually make it into that one without going around again. Oh, okay, I was about to say, looks like you forgot, but then you double back. Okay. Wait. How'd you kill him? No reason to kill him here. Just walk past him and lure him back towards the thing. We'll chase you. So now you have to push him. Like, you should lure him closer before you freeze him. That way you don't have to push him at all. Because he moves faster than you push him. Close. That is what you want to do. So now, are you going to use ice arrows for this, I assume? That's fine. Alright, wait a minute. I knew you were going to do this. I'm going to show you something much, much faster. Ready? So you're going to enter that room. You're going to float there like this. Exactly like this. This is the fastest way. You're going to enter this room. That guy does not trigger as soon as you enter the room. You're going to move off to the left better than I did so that he doesn't trigger. If you do it right, he doesn't trigger. You're supposed to, like, basically move off to the left like this and see how it doesn't trigger him. He's not moving. And then you have hookshot equipped. And you move off to the left so that way you can hookshot this at this angle. Jump slash so that you land up here. Move over here. All the way back here. And this is far faster than shooting a bunch of ice arrows. Turn right, side hop. You land right on it. And then you can swim back. Not as fast as like what the top runners do, but much faster than making ice platforms and going across. What are you looking for? Magic? Do you need magic coming up? Not really. You should push this, not pull this. It works either way. And when you pull this, you're now going to be like here with this in your way. Whereas if you push this, you're here with this not in your way. You can just move over to the yellow turn key. Yeah, see, now you got to go around to get to the yellow turn key. What do you do here? So you're waiting on the cycle, and because it's English, you can freeze this whenever. And you're just gonna cross. Okay. I mean, that's fine. This movement is not fine, though. Why? Ready? You do this. you're supposed to do right there. Like that. Cut it tight, jump on the left side. None of this roundabout stuff. Yeah, that magic in the other room you got, you didn't need, because there's magic in this room that's faster. Like the one where you sank to the bottom of the water. Like, just get the magic in this room. That's good. Like you won't bonk the wall if you keep that going, as long as you're like swimming down. As long as you're holding up so that you know what I mean. Swim down as soon as you hit the water and you won't hit the wall. Alright, right there. Why do you go so far forward? Right there you hit a seam, which can get you stuck. Ah, you were trying to side hop. I'm glad it failed. Although actually, well, no. They're still bad. They're still bad. They're just less bad. It being less bad is not an excuse ever, though. I forbid accepting less bad. So notably, you're low on magic here. I'm curious how you handle this. So you're gonna go for the sink strat, rise. So okay, you're gonna get eaten here, 100%. So the best way to avoid getting eaten during this fight is you shoot him on one side, and then you turn around and go for the opposite magic pot. There are magic pots in all four corners. You shoot Georg on one side, and immediately turn and go for the other one. You don't go for any hits. This is if you want to avoid getting eaten. If you don't care about getting eaten, then that's fine. Technically, it's faster to get eaten in this situation as long as you don't die. So, I mean, but if you want to avoid getting eaten and taking the damage, then you shoot him and don't go for any damage. You shoot him while you're on land, turn around, go for the farthest magic pot from where you shot him. And as long as you're quick, you don't even need to be that quick, but kind of quick, he'll get stuck on the middle platform trying to come to you because it's between him and you have plenty of time to make it back. He'll eventually get around if you're too slow, though. So it looks like you're just going for individual hits on this fight, huh? You probably lose a couple minutes here. Especially since you're on English, you can do the English Georg strat. I might make a video of it for you. Or I can show you the English Georg strat, actually. Because I made sure that I did this on English. Because I knew you were on English. So you might... Oh, this is not the right boss. This is the right boss. Yeah, okay. So, I wish I could skip this cutscene. Or I can, but the fight is different if you skip the cutscene, or at least the start of it. So let's do it this way. So what I'm going to show you is something that only works on English. The strat I do in my world record is different because this strat does not work on Japanese. Due to the way Magic Shield works, it's different between the two versions. You can't Magic Shield on Japanese while floating. You can only do it while swimming. But because you can Magic Shield in English while just floating, you can do this. I actually need audio for this. Let me... So what you're going to do is you're going to wait for him to charge. You're going to line up your shot so that you're aiming kind of at his forehead here, just in case he decides to jump. And then while he's approaching, you shoot him so that he's against this. You sink, and you just hold Magic Shield. As soon as it hits, you press A to float up. And, wow. Okay. And you just follow him like that. I ended up missing, but because it's so easy, I managed to save it. And then you're in the water when second phase starts. All you do is hold A and down, although you have to be floating. So here, let me show you this again. Let's do this properly now without the mistake. I have not done English Georg in a while. So this time, I'll show you the full sequence without any commentary, right? So we're gonna... Oh, that's a really bad position. Also, I'm bad and fell in the water. Just attack, dude. Alright, so we're gonna jump in after shooting him with magic shield on. Press A as soon as you hit him to float up. Hit him again. B, A. B, A. And so now I'm going to be on the surface of the water because my last input was A. Now I'm just holding down in A and watch what happens. This is just down in A. Auto grabs the ledge. It always happens like that because your position is set by the cutscene. Your position when you end the first phase doesn't matter. You always get the same position because of the cutscene. And so then, he'll ready to attack you again. You shoot him again, and you do the same thing. Just in, A, to float up with him. B, done. That's the whole fight. Actually not that hard. Will require a little bit of practice since you've never done it before. I mean, I messed it up, you know, because I haven't done it in a while. It's not like it's free, but it's like... It's easy enough that I think you should at least give it a try. Mess with it in practice. It's definitely worth it. That is my comment on this. I'm just gonna... The rest of this is probably just the same. Other fairy. Are you gonna get this fairy twice again? Oh no, good. You don't, because you're Well, actually, where are you going right now? Did you ever get a powder keg? I think you did, right? Because you can get this fairy right here, which I think, yeah, you do. Okay, good. If you really want two fairies, that's the way to do it. You don't have a powder keg though, so I don't know how you're gonna do a kind of castle without a powder keg. I think you realized, yep. You could have soared out from where you were. You didn't have to go back. So you're going to pick up a powder keg. It's all well and good. No bomb shoes, though. Do you have any bomb shoes? You had the money in the bank to do bomb shoes for Stone Tower. No gainer? This means you're gonna get the cutscene. But you also get the music, so it's a win overall. Why Gibdo? Do you have Gibdo on here so they don't catch you? You know that the entire area you just moved, they don't even chase you into, right? Like, so... Like, you're gonna move around this pillar. And at no point, if you didn't have Gibdo mask on, would anything have been different. Like, this Gibdo mask is doing nothing at all for you right now. It literally did not affect anything. You just equipped it for no reason. Because you don't need it. Like, I could do that same movement without Gibdo, and nothing changes. You can actually make it here, taking damage less time if you roll perfectly. So the way rolling works is the middle of a roll has invincibility frames. And if you walk like 2 steps and then roll, that's like how you get the max distance. Because you walk a little bit, while you're still invulnerable, and then you roll right before your invulnerability wears off. That way, when your invulnerability wears off, you're rolling, and then you have the roll invulnerability. So you extend your damage invulnerability with your roll invulnerability and make it the max distance on the fire. Because there's a couple of frames that are invincible in your own roll. You cannot take damage in them from almost everything, including standing on fire. You'll continue to roll on the fire, even when you normally would be vulnerable because of the roll. Goron here is not worth it. You're about to take it off anyway. It depends. Are you going to throw the keg over here? No, you're going to take it off. Yeah. If you're going to take it off there, Goron. Ah! Well, okay. Fine. Then you wait for it to blow up. Okay. Sloppy, but acceptable. Alright, you equipped Gibdo again, and it makes me very sad. So I'm going to show you something right here, actually. This is the... So it has to do with how the way the Gibdos work. This is Akana. What number is Akana Castle? Is it 26? No. Is it 29? 29 is Akana Castle. Wrong entrance, but we can go back. So this is the room with the Redeads. So I'm going to show you something. We have no Gibdo mask on right now. Pretend the light beam is there and that I have Mirror Shield. They didn't move. They didn't even try to get me. Now, here's a situation. The reason this works, Redeads respond to you walking near them, but they don't respond to you rolling near them at all. So here's actually a good situation where you want to mash rolls. This is like the only situation in the entire game where mashing a roll is good, because as long as you're always rolling, you don't want any steps that are normal, you'll never get caught. So you just mash rolls until you're in the light, remove the sunblock, mash rolls past them. And there you go. No Gibdo necessary, no wasted equip. Wait. But you don't need both curtains, you only need one. You only need one. No reason to get two. You just get the one closer to the throne. And then you hit them towards it intentionally. Oh, wait, no. Hit him with the Deku Bubble. Deku Bubble does extra damage. Deku Bubble does way more damage than Kokiri Sword. You're like actually owning your own damage by turning human for hits. Like you spin into them, and then just hit him with a Deku Bubble. Just press B and hit him with a Deku Bubble after you stun them. I forget how many Deku Bubbles it is, but it's not many. Sword takes a ton of time. Like we're gonna skip through this. This is gonna take forever. Using Sword. Just spin. I think the king is 4 Deku Bubbles. So okay, I'm pretty sure the king is 4 Deku Bubbles to kill. Let's see how many sword slashes it takes. So that didn't hit, so you're still at 1. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Did that hit? I think it hit. I think we're at 8. 9. Fairy. 10. 11. 12. So your Deku Bubble does 3 times as much damage. And there's a lot less mass transitions because you're already spinning him into him anyway. Just spin, stun, Deku Bubble, spin again, stun, Deku Bubble, spin, stun, Deku Bubble. One more time, dead. No mass transitions at all. You do the whole fight as Deku. You only change into human to use Mirror Shield at the end. Nope. As soon as you make it to this room, you can soar out. You can't soar in the King's room, but you can soar right here, and you should soar. Just to Akana. Or actually, wait a minute. The sunblock's not there. Should you just leave normally? Actually, I take it back. Because you remove the sunblock, no soar. But if you ever gain or over the sunblock, and it's still there, soar. It's close. Wait, where are you soaring now? I'm very confused. Are you getting bomb shoes now? Okay, you should get these bomb shoes or whatever you're buying when you come here for Powder Keg. I don't know what you're... You're getting Razor Sword? Oh, no. That's why you get the wallet? I don't like it. This upsets me greatly. No reason to go Goron there. Just do that one as human. Then do this one as Goron, because then if you do this one as Goron, you get a little bit of movement out of it. It's very little, but like these are small things that matter, right? The other one you got no Goron movement out of it. But as soon as you hookshot that pillar, you can turn Goron and get the smallest amount of Goron movement out of it, which is faster. So, human then Goron. Otherwise, fine. Hold A there so you let go immediately. Climbing it is slow. Like, while you're hookshotting, if you're holding A, Link will let go as soon as he gets there. I think you're confused. Alright. So many cutscenes. This entire... I don't like this section of runs because it's just so many cutscenes. So we're just gonna speed this up a bit. You can jump here. You don't need to hookshot. Look how small that gap is. Just do a roll jump, you'll make it. As long as there's not a boulder. I mean, don't do it if there's a boulder there. You'll be very sad if there's a boulder there, but like... No, you don't need to hit that owl. It's just like the Zora Cape owl. You don't ever come back to it, so it's not actually a necessary owl. Why do you jump at it straight on? Just like you can just you can see it right there. You just go that way. It's right there. No, just let it hit you. That happened because you shielded it. You have 2 fairies and 6 hearts. Just let it hit you. So, very, very small thing. You're placing the crates onto the switches, stand on them, and shield drop it. Remember how we were talking about shield dropping things is faster than just placing it? This is another situation where you press the shield button to drop it instead of placing it. Oh dear. You're gonna make the extra statue. If that happens, is reloading the room faster than making the extra statue? Because the boxes come back if you reload the room. I'm trying to guess because I've never had that happen, so I'm like trying to guess just based off of my idea of how long these things take, whether or not what you're doing is better or not. I think it's not. I think you should reload the room because elegy takes a while. Now, if you'd already had any elegy statues down, then what you did is better because you don't want to have to redo statues you already put down. But because you had no elegy statues down so far, I think what you're doing is slow. Alright. You didn't have any bomb shoes, so I mean, that's fine. The bomb shoe strat. English swimming looks so bad. So something I recommend before you just go for the Dexy hand immediately is trying to get that jump without the Dexy hand. And so what you want to do here, see these two mine chain, you can barely see them. There's the mine right here with the chain and the mine right here with the chain. You bonk the ground right here, so you swim down in line with the chains, right? And bonk right next to them. And then as soon as you bonk, you hold up. And it's a really good visual cue. You'll make it up if you bonk the right spot, and then you hold up right after the bonk, right? And then if you fail it, you go for the Dexy hand. But if you get it, you save like 5-8 seconds, probably closer to 8. I don't know how long does the Dexy hand have you. This is double time. He had you for like 3 seconds, so you'd save 6. Where are your rolls? Where are all your rolls? Also, you could have just put Goron on earlier there since you're going to punch those anyway. Not that bad. Something to note that might help is just that mirror shield is always when you do it like neutral shield and you just don't change the direction your shield is facing. The mirror shield is like slightly to the right of Link's center. Also, never hit this gust because you know what's gonna happen when you hit this gust? You're barely gonna make it. You're gonna start falling. If you avoid that gust and just take the corner tight, you actually always make it without that closeness. And the reason for that is the way gusts work. Here, let me explain why gusts work. So the way the gusts work is as soon as you hit this gust, that gust becomes your origin point. All right? And the way the game determines how, like, when you lose your Deku Flowers here is how far away you are from your origin point. It's not your distance traveled. It's distance from origin point. So this gust is now your origin point when you hit it. When you go around the corner, you're turning back and coming back closer to your origin point. So you'll never lose flowers. Whereas if you hit that gust, it becomes your new origin point. And it's this origin point is actually further from this one, which is why you lose flowers in the approach. But if you don't hit that second gust, you don't lose your flowers. It's very interesting. I'm very excited about this. It's why if you hover in place, you never lose your Deku Flowers. Because you're not moving away from your origin point. Goron Pound does more damage to this guy, for some reason. Like, it's gonna take, if you keep doing punches, it's gonna take more hits. But if you do Pound, it's better. Like, is this still 2 cycles? No. If you did pound, it would have been 2 cycles. Here's a 3rd cycle. He probably dies in the 3rd cycle. Yeah. If you do pound instead of punch, it'll only be 2 instead of 3. It's weird. Pound and punch have the same base damage, but for some reason, some enemies take more damage from one over the other. They have, like, a weakness, for lack of a better term, right? They're just weak to it. Wrong dungeon. Oh, wait a minute. This is English. Wait a minute. What you're doing is better, isn't it? Wait a minute. I'm stupid. I was about to show you something that's faster on Japanese, but what you're doing better, or what you're doing is better on English. I feel silly. I forgot what version we were on. That's my bad. You are completely correct in this situation. Because you are in English. If you're on Japanese, you want to do something different here. But you are 100% correct. I apologize. No side hops. Ready? Instead of going all the way to the wall and side hop, you just take it diagonally up, right to the door. Or to the hearts, either one. Still remains true. Alright, I'm curious what you'll do here, actually. I don't think I've seen you do this part of the run. So the reason your bomb unloaded is there's a load zone right there. When you pass a specific spot past this switch, it loads the room properly in front of you. So right now, that room in front of you is not loaded. You can see it, but the part you can see is actually part of the room behind you. They use this corridor to mask a load, right? Because you can't see the room you came from, and you can't completely see the room in front of you. So that part of the room in front of you that you can see is actually the only part of the room that's loaded. The rest is not. It's not actually there. And this corridor masks the load, so you can't do what you just did, because when you hit that load, your bomb disappears because of the room changing. Which is why what you did doesn't work. Also, you just passed it again, so now when you come back, that Dexy hand's gonna be there again. And you're gonna be very confused. Because that Dexy hand it's back. It's that room isn't loaded anymore with the Dexy hand. So you're gonna get there and he's gonna be back. Yep, there he is. Small note, if you ever get Jinx there, Song of Storms removes Jinx. Don't know why, but it does. People are always surprised when they hear that. Oh, this is gonna take a long time. But also, the English strat for this is stupid, so... I don't like the English strat for this. The JP strat is much better. Oh, actually, it didn't take that long because you have Razor Sword. Razor Sword still isn't worth it, though. Actually, wait a minute. If you have Razor Sword, why were you Goron punching Garo Master? Just Razor Sword Jump Slash would do the same damage. It would actually do more damage. Razor Sword Jump Slash does more damage than Goron Punch. No! Oh, no. Wait a minute. Early Igor is hard, so... I'm okay with this. Well, wait, what are you gonna do after this? Oh, you're gonna hook shot the chest and you're gonna use the key. Okay, no, this is fine. This is a good beginner strat. I think this is the beginner strat. So I assume since you got wait, you get Razor Sword, but you don't get Giant's Mask? I thought Razor Sword was for Twin Mold. Why'd you get Razor Sword then, if you're not gonna use Giant's Mask? What? I'm very confused again. So like this entire diversion of getting Adult Wallet so you can get Razor Sword, and it wasn't to use during Twin Mold? Because I'm very confused, and you're gonna have to explain this to me. None of this makes any... These side hops don't make sense to me either. But none of this makes any sense to me at all. That you got Razor Sword, and I assumed that it was for Twin Mold. But you're still gonna do Twin Mold fight with arrows. What's Razor Sword for? So these shots, you're using light arrows. Light arrows use double the magic of fire and ice arrows. And blue Twin Mold is weak to fire arrows, and red Twin Mold is weak to ice arrows. Think like Pokemon weaknesses. Almost. Kind of. Red Twin Mold is fire type, and he's weak to ice. Except that's not actually how that works. He's weak to water. They're the water arrows. And then blue Twin Mold is ice and weak to fire. There you go. So... they're weak to the elemental arrow of the opposite color. The way it works is elemental arrows do 4 damage, all 3 of them. Except when you hit red Twin Mold with ice arrows, it does 6 damage. And the same thing with fire arrows on blue Twin Mold. It does 1.5 times the normal damage. And also light arrows automatically take double the magic anyway, so there's no reason to use light arrows here. You should try to use the opposite colored arrows on each Twin Mold. Like, you should equip fire arrows and be specifically aiming for blue Twin Mold. And then when blue Twin Mold's dead, you should equip ice arrows and be specifically aiming for red Twin Mold. Also of note, they have 20 health. So, each opposite colored arrow you hit, like a fire arrow on blue, does 6. So it's 3, and then they have 2 left, and then they die to a normal arrow, or basically anything that you hit them with at that point. 2 more damage. So it'll take 4 arrows to kill each one if you do that. And the rest is just your aim. So I have nothing to critique in terms of your aim. It's just something you practice. I don't need to tell you how good your aim is. That's not my job. It's your job to tell you how good your aim is. That being said, even if your aim is bad, that fight will go much faster if you know that. Use the opposite colored elemental arrow to fight each one. Oh, but wait a minute. I wasn't even paying attention to your in-game time. Wait. You should at least make it night 3 inside the temple. Because now you're just going to wait forever. Oh my god. No. Make it night 3 inside of the temple, and then invert if you have to. Or don't. Oh dear. You should never exit that temple, and it's not already night 3. Time goes so slow in this game. Like, people think it goes really fast. It is so slow. Like, you could have made it night 3 at the beginning of the temple, left it uninverted, maybe made it halfway through, and then decided you were going too slow and that you were going to invert then, and that triples your available time. You're fine. You're totally fine. You're completely safe to invert later. Let's skip to the end of this cutscene. Good. Backwalk. Walk. Oh, wait. No. Goron roll here. Do not backwalk this. Or dear. What am I saying? I'm insane. This is slow. Alright, we're gonna make this video sub 3 hours. Here we go. For a 4.5 hour run. Not that bad. Alright, so it hits, fire. I think I've seen your Majora fight before, and it's not... You don't deviate that much. I forget if you kill the remains or not, though. Do you... You do? Or you don't? So right there, while you were stuck, you could have, like, targeted and backed up while still holding shield. You don't want to move right under him, though. That like, you're moving closer to him when he fires the laser, and that just makes it harder to hit him. That's the confusing part. You managed to get it on the second one, but the first one you couldn't hit him because you were so close to him. Okay, Incarnation. I'm gonna grab the arrows of magic. I would try to make it through without them. I mean, they're there if you need them. Why agree? Like, you're basically saying I'm deciding that I'm going to miss so many arrows that I need them before I've run out. So you're agreeing to the time loss before it's actually been proven that you need it. I wonder if Razor Sword is just for Majora. English Majora is stupid. I give you that. But there are better ways. Especially when you have 2 fairies. I'm not sure the diversion for Razor Sword is necessary when you have 2 fairies. Oh, this is gonna take a while. Maybe we should do something about this. Yeah, we're... Okay, last thing we're gonna talk about is Majora, because it looks like that's just the way you're gonna fight. Do you change up at all towards the end? Okay. Last thing we're gonna talk about is Majora. So I can actually head straight there with these cheats really quick. And since we're done looking at your video, let me turn on the audio for my Wii so you can hear it. So, this is the very last thing we're going to take a look at. So, the way you handled Mask was basically entirely correct. I didn't have a problem with it at all. But Incarnation and Wrath especially, you can handle better. So, this is English, so no stick. We'll leave bombs equipped. I should be entering this fight with Zora. I don't know what I'm doing. You should always enter this fight with Zora like you did. So you enter this fight as Zora, so that you can already just slash the fins and fire them off right from the beginning. He almost got away from me there because I didn't come in with them already. So that is why you do that. What I did was a mistake. You're gonna get your 2 light arrow shots, start the second phase, put on Zora before this starts. That way you can just go for it again immediately. And I mean, this part is all just spacing. Like, if you're too close or too far, your fins will miss, and that's all you gotta be worried about. Or, ooh, wait, my fins just missed because the column. Like, see the columns on the side of the room? It actually pushed him to the side and made the fins miss. Oh, that's epic. So this guy actually, as long as you hit 3 light arrows, he actually only has 2 health left, so a Zora jump slash will finish him off. So it's 3 or fire arrows, because you're using fire arrows in the video. 3 elemental arrows of any kind, and a Zora jump slash will finish him. So on the last hit, you try to hit him with a Zora jump slash, because starting the next phase as a Zora is good. And the reason starting the fight as Zora is good is because I'm holding R and B right now, which is the Zora magic shield, and he has the opportunity, it's random, it might not happen, but it can happen, to run straight into you, holding the Zora magic shield, so you can knock him down right at the beginning of next phase, if you get lucky. Close! Not lucky, unfortunately. Almost what you want. It can happen, and if it doesn't happen, you just take it off. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn away from Majora. You saw how I turned away from Majora and then turned back? That's so that I can target like this without targeting Majora. I think I mentioned this to you once in your chat, but when the remains that, like, all the boss remains are not on screen, they don't shoot you. Unless they're really close to you. If they're, like, hovering right above me, but they're not on stream, or on screen. Basically, they need to be loaded. And in order for them to be loaded, you're either looking at them or they're really close to you. And if either of those things is not true, or if both of them's not true, they're not loaded. They won't shoot at you. So right now, for the most part, the remains shouldn't shoot at me. And I can keep my camera angle like this. Spin. Spin. Keep knocking him down. Spin. Spin. And you can do the whole phase like that. Nothing shoots you, you have complete control the entire time because your camera is locked in a direction where none of the remains are on screen. It's just locked, facing the wall. Okay, and then for this, honestly, what you want to do, try to get him, just hold shield, wait for him to go closer to a wall, shoot, and just do this. Practice this, do it the best you can. It's so much faster than what you were doing. It's not fast, this is gonna take 40 hits, or 20 if you have Razor Sword, but you shouldn't have Razor Sword. And just look at his animation, watch me do it. Like, look at the pattern and look at my timing. There's like a clear cue, just watch his chest. Like, when his chest comes back down, that's when you do it, right? It's going up and down, like watch the eyeball. Or something like that, like find a visual cue that lets you know it's time to hit again. And you just do this until you win. You should try that. It takes a while, because Majora's Wrath has 40 health, and Kokiri Sword does 1, and Razor Sword does 2, but, like, you were, like, chasing him all over the place, and it was slow, and there were spinners coming out. You should try that. Just find a visual cue, so that way you know when you're supposed to hit again. Like, find something you can watch on his model that lets you know this is when you hit again. Because if you're too early, he'll jump away, and if you're too late, he'll jump away. But if you have the timing down, you can do that. So, that's it. Hope this is really helpful. Oh man, we're at 2:59:25. Alright, sub 3 hour video, here we go. Sorry it's so long, but there was a lot to cover, and it's a longer PB, so I think it was a given that it was going to be longer. So, alright. Hope this is helpful. Sorry that you have to watch 3 hours to get to this point. Alright.